have a thing for bats?
Oh, that's a Rorschach, Mr. Wayne. Oh, that's a Rorschach, Mr. Wayne.
Oh, that's a Rorschach, Mr. Wayne.
An ink blot. People see what they want.
People see what they want.
Like you, why? Bitch, see, it gets me how nothing gets me or get to me. And if you're shooting for the star.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Wispy Woods. In this video, you guys, I want to have a discussion with you about Dick. No homo. I want you guys to understand what I mean. Dick Tracy, or maybe just Tracy. I want you guys to pay attention to the segregation of his name, but most importantly, the segregation of his hat, which is probably the reason why we've had this damn hat inside the game the entire time from release. And it was tied to a base character, one of the main characters in the game, whose first name is Tracy. Okay, this is Tracy DeSanta, and I find it very interesting that they had a detective clue, okay, tied to a piece of media, tied to another character, tied to their first name, almost like they wanted us to understand a clue in backwards fashion. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys this is because they've shown us time and time again, just like I've shown time and time again. That clue I showed this year, but another clue, which is Pizza Hat, was a slight clue I gave back in 2015 because I've known about this Dick Tracy clue for years. Now, this isn't to gloat, it's to show you guys the point behind not just yellow and blue and the invertation between blue and lighter blue is understanding detective connections and how to play your cards right or play your clues right. And you're going to learn how to accept the truth and
learn how to find the truth beyond the shadow of a doubt.
You committed murder, Duke. Duke. Now you're going to confess to it.
Like hell I will!
You will, Duke. Because if you don't, I'll be there. I'll be there. Around every corner, in every empty room.
As inevitable as your guilty conscience.
You don't scare me! You son of a...
You will go to the 8th Precinct house on 2nd Avenue and surrender yourself. And you will do it now.
I got this! I'll do it! I'll do it! Oh my God! Oh my God! I'll confess! For God's sake, I don't want to die!
Now, I want you guys to understand the invertation of Dick Tracy being blue from yellow, and now we have a red shadow. Now, not only leading to the skull of death, but understanding shadow as, you know, a point basis of the clue and different detectives and even noirs that we're supposed to understand along the way.
He's a grim, intimidating, dark-clad superhero who fights crime in a violent city by night and is a wealthy, handsome playboy by day. No, I'm not just talking about Batman, but also The Shadow. The Shadow is one of the most popular radio dramas of all time, but I'm not surprised if you haven't heard of it, Mr. 18 to 34-year-old, because it ran from the 1930s into the 50s. I'm told that my grandparents on my mom's side loved to listen to it, so this one goes out to the Buckley family. Today we're going to take a look
At the origins of the Shadow and how the character went on to particularly influence the creation of Batman.
including specific elements unique to Batman the Animated Series and the DCAU. Grey Ghost much?
Showtime, everybody!
The Shadow is rarely credited as the first superhero. That honor is usually attributed to George Brenner's
The Clock or Lee Falk's The Phantom.
The popularity of the Shadow still created the prototype for what became the superhero genre, inspiring other characters like Doc Savage, the Spider, the Avenger, the Green Hornet, and of course, Batman himself. The Shadow was created in 1930 by pulp publisher Street and Smith, who sponsored the radio show to promote its detective story magazine title. The show featured the Shadow as its host, originally voiced by James Hicurdo for only 3 months before he returned to Broadway, and was replaced by Frank Riddick Jr., who possessed the sinister laugh that made the Shadow a favorite with listeners, and remained the show's opener despite later recasting.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
The shadow knows. And now we have another Dick, if you can see it, okay, with Frank Dick Jr. Now, if you get along the way, and if you're an OG to my channel, wordplay, you guys, and understanding segregations of names. I've said this a million times. Now, Frank is obviously one big elemental clue, but Frank Miller, okay, the comic book writer, he had a different element in understanding different noirs too, like The Watchmen, and even one of his characters being Night Owl, one big duality towards Batman. But understand his name. Night Owl's name is Daniel, or just Dan, okay, but he was also portrayed as Sam. Now, Sam and Dan Houser, once again, they're the ones who created Grand Theft Auto, and they're the presidents. But the point is understanding Easter eggs and why they're all relevant towards the shout out or the paid homage. And often they do it in secrecy, which is exactly what an Easter egg is.
Keep your own secrets. Don't even think about it.
Rorschach!
Convenient. If you'd cared from the start, none of this would have happened.
I can change almost anything.
But I can't change human nature.
Of course, you must protect Bite's new utopia. What's one more body amongst foundations? What are you waiting for? Do it.
Do it! No!
Now, Rorschach, or Jackie Earl Haley, actually did a few things within his filmography, okay? He's done a lot. He's a well-known actor. But besides Death of a Telemarketer, he was actually also in the new version of RoboCop, you know, the cop that was named Murphy. But neither here nor there. He was also in Shutter's Island, one big psychological thriller. The point is, you guys, is that we need to understand he was also in the new version of Friday the 13th, where Freddy takes over people's dreams.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
You really shouldn't fall asleep in class.
But see, Night Owl was actually played by Patrick Wilson, who has an interesting filmography himself. Within Aquaman, he played opposite a redhead, and he was named Ocean Master. But he's also very known for the Conjuring series, which is well known to be a medium between the spirit world and the demonic world. But interestingly enough, before he was in Aquaman, he played the voice of the president within Batman vs. Superman, The Dawn of Justice. that was actually Batman versus Superman in a different dimension, or even the second dimension from the third. The point is that that version of Batman was The Dark Knight Falls, or The Dark Knight Returns, the movie, and it was all written by Frank Miller. One thing I find even more interesting is that in this book in particular, Robin was inverted from a boy to a girl, and she had red hair. But the point is, you guys, is that Frank Miller did a lot more than Batman and Watchmen. He actually also did Sin City, another noir that maybe we should have paid attention to from day one.
Poker. Savage power in gentlemen's hands. It's a good game. Now, who wants to play?
Sin City's where you go in with your eyes open.
Or you don't come out at all.
Your favorite blow on this? Who's Lady Luck? Who's Lady Luck?
Who's Lady Luck?
Have a name?
Marcy.
It means you're on C and S.
Lucky man.
Every time, man. Where's the real action?
Baby, you don't want to know.
Now, if you haven't noticed the big score here, the point is that we would have had to have known about the redhead. We would have had to known about playing your cards right. We would have had to known certain things before we got to this point, and that's why they came up with the clues in this way. Just like Gordo or Gordon, the name that Gordo comes from, okay? We need to pay attention to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, within his filmography, he was playing an alien early on in his career in Third Rock from the Sun. And interestingly enough, his name was Tommy. Tommy Solomon. Solomon Richards. Is it all kind of making sense now how they played with these names from the very beginning? Just like Tommy or just like Dick. Okay? The point is, you guys, is that we all had to pay attention to these clues one by one. And even more interesting, we came from Dark Knight with Frank Miller, but Dark Knight influenced Batman v Superman, and it also influenced the Dark Knight series. Interesting.
Nothing here.
Try my legal name.
You should use your full name. I like that name. Robin.
Robin.
But he was also in Inception, where they went to a dream world where there was a dream inside of a dream, and they could manipulate other people's dreams and understanding their totems that kept them in the real world.
Kill him for me, Marv. Kill him good.
I won't let you down, Goldie. Come on, you son of a bitch. Damn, he's slick. Is that the best you can do, creep? That's right, get personal, get close, I can take it. I got you, you little bastard. Let's see you hop around now. I try to slow my heart down and breathe the fire out of my lungs. My muscles make me 1,000 promises of pain to come. I gotta admit, there was a spurt or two to get the scent in the air. To get that friend of yours to come running. Well, what do you know? Look who's here. Here he comes. He's a good dog. He doesn't scream. Not even when the mutt's had its fill. Kevin's guts are lying all over the place. Somehow the bastard is still alive, still staring at me. Not even when I grab the saw and
Finish the job.
Now, the reason why I brought you to this character played by Elijah Wood is there's a point of duality within Easter eggs, you guys, not just the Canis Wolf here, but understanding Charlie Brown, okay? One big Easter egg reference, and they know about Easter eggs and they're just coordinating them in the right way, like Charlie and Brown, and we've understood these names time and time again, separately and together, they form a frequency. We've heard them over and over and over again, just like the other names, and we had to accumulate them along the way. And the point is, you guys, is that there's a spirit to this entire mystery. There's a spirit to doing what you do and noticing the things you notice. And they were hoping that you guys would find that spirit to care about these things. But the point is, you guys, is that the spirit, okay, is another noir that we needed to pay attention to from the beginning, made by Frank Miller.
Not this again. You know the score.
You know the score.
I thought I did.
Why don't you go ahead and enlighten me
A little bit. Bring me up to
speed?
Let's just say that Sussman wanted things kept quiet and leave it at that, all right?
What? I don't even have any bones sticking out. A couple of splints? I'll be good to go.
Yeah, just hop right over St. Alice's, get fixed up all nice and new. Then I'll have to explain why a criminal mastermind like myself doesn't provide his employees with medical insurance. That'd be egg on my face, Pathos. You know I don't like egg on my face.
Hadn't thought of that.
No, using your brain?
Using your brain?
No egg on my face! Not a glob! Not a glob. There is nothing I like better than kicking your ass all night long. Except maybe eggs.
I'm the octopus. I got 8 of everything.
But understand, you guys, we went from Frank Miller to understanding who else made that movie, which was Robert Rodriguez, which is, once again, another Rob. But we need to understand, once again, the segregations of names, you guys. Not just, once again, another Robin or Rob or Robert, but another Anthony.
Who else had Anthony as a middle name?
And a patties, you know, put the squeeze on them.
Yeah, well, we're right in the middle of something right now.
Don't you guys do anything besides play cards and eat deli meats?
Go wash my car.
Fellas, I feel like I'm being seriously underutilized here, you know? Look, if you just give me a chance, I could show you how hard I actually am.
What?
Yeah, that's right. I'm so hard that people are scared of me, and they should be, because I'll explode all over them.
Oh, come on, what's the matter with you?
I'm eating here. What?
What are you talking about, your dick?
My dick? You know, I'm talking about my brute force and my cat-like reflexes.
You hear that, Anthony? Anthony?
He's got cat-like reflexes.
Leota, or we know as Tommy Vercetti, but its main focus was on the many saints. We found a lot of saints.
Like St. Anthony and
St. Paul and...
Manberpeg is a demon.
This is the temptation of St. Anthony. Temptation of St. Anthony.
Temptation of St. Anthony.
Let's take a good look at our old buddy Trevor Phillips. Now, what we're going to focus on today is his names or his nicknames within Grand Theft Auto 5. That being T, Boss, Captain T, John Cranley, Tony, Trev, and T Rever, and, you know, Uncle T, and so on. But I want you guys to focus on two main things. T and
Tony.
Now, the term Tao actually comes from a lot of different things other than just Greek mythology. It comes from religion, too. And it's also known as a Tau cross, which is a T-shaped cross. Very interesting. But what's even more interesting is that it's actually another name for an object which is called the St. Anthony's cross. Or St. Anthony, or by his short name, St. Anthony, or maybe even just
Tony. The Temptation of St. Anthony by Martin Shonko.
And now what we're looking at here is a personal DM between me and my boy Michael Lopez here. And he asked me who was next on the chopping block when it comes to who's dying next. Now, I want you guys to understand, premonition and seeing the future isn't always just about seeing who's going to die. But that doesn't mean I haven't already given you guys the answer. Back in May 29th, I tweeted something and all I said was, don't forget to bring the gabagool, which is obviously a reference towards The Sopranos. It's a well-known reference between not just the fans, but Tony Soprano. Now, what's interestingly enough is that, you know, a few people actually picked up on this. I'm not the only one, so I wasn't just throwing straws. I never am, okay? I'm always giving you guys certain clues that will lead to things that you know you're going to see and I know you're going to see. But it's not pareidolia. Pareidolia is a word for people who need to explain things they just don't understand without coordinating the things that actually tie them together. So it's easier to just claim it as one big coincidence. But how many times must I make clear there is no such thing as coincidence? Which is why I tweeted out 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8.
Hi, my name is Larry. Hi.
My name is Paulie.
Hey, wanna play? Hey, wanna play? I like to be hugged. I like to be hugged. Hi, my name is Larry. Hi.
My name is Paul. My name is Paulie.
Hey, wanna play? Hey.
Who wants to play?
Like St. Anthony and St. Paul
and like the cast of the many saints of Newark, or just Goodfellas for that matter. But understanding the Goodfellas cast, we need to understand Paul and maybe even Tony. But not Tony from Goodfellas, Tony from Sopranos. That was Tony who played Paul in Sopranos. Do you guys understand how they coordinate these names? And it's for wordplay, but also cards, like the heart, the diamond, the club,
and the spade.
So now I want you to ask yourself, truly ask yourself, was it really a coincidence that on 7/5, I wrote 7 8s? And I need you guys to really understand that 3 days later, and maybe it's just a coincidence that
he died 3 days later.
So I ask you, for the third time, is it just coincidence that
Tony Sirico died 3 days later?
I ought to kick your ass.
Huh? Hey, relax, son.
It's just a bird.
I know, Birdie.
Polly want a cracker?
Polly wants your mama's sweet ass.
Go in with your eyes open, or you don't come out at all. But a city's like a woman or a
casino.
Somebody's gonna win, and it's gonna be me.
Finally, open for business. Premium grade, utterly unique luxury, a wonderful place to relax and entertain.
This is Mr. Chang, our owner.
Tommy boy! Mr. Chang. Boom!
I'm gonna lay my cards on the table.
You're gonna sell us your casino.
They want to buy this place, but first they need to destroy it.
Do I look like I make appointments, bro? I am the appointment! Champagne, anyone?
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Wispy Was. In this video, you guys, we're gonna understand a little bit about why these different commercials and DLCs all are giving different clues, like Party All the Time, the song by Eddie Murphy. And maybe focus on a few characters from the game, like Eddie Pulaski.
Eddie, I'm ready.
Yep. Here comes Lucy now.
People at the airport shuttle are always late. Eddie! Boys drove off in the wrong car.
Now understand, you guys, this is not the first Eddie nor Murphy that we've seen, but let's stay focused. Even within the lyrics of the song, you guys, we have notices of roses once again, and we have elements of diamonds. Now understand, you guys, I've shown you different elements of these cards and elements of Alice in Wonderland and the different roses that simulate death, because once again, it's a dead flower. Now, if one thing you haven't noticed, okay, along the way, I've been showing different movie monsters. This is one big part of the mystery along different genres of film, okay? And they wanted us to understand for different references because it's part of film history, like Frankenstein, werewolves, or even vampires.
That sure as hell wasn't Lassie's ass, big motherfucker. Jesus, Mary and Jojo. Jesus, Mary and Jojo.
You mind if I borrow your hat?
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, come on. Hey, man.
Ain't as fast as you used to be, huh, Julius?
What? Shit, Tony, bro, I didn't know it was you.
Hey, what are you, mental? How many times have I got to tell you?
I'm Anthony. He's Tony.
Oh, yeah, that's Tony. That's Tony, right. Oh, you know, all you goombas look alike to me.
Julius. You got our money?
Yeah, I got your money. Oh, shit, I had it just a minute ago.
Yeah, then you're a minute too late.
Tony, you don't have to do that to me, Tony. Tony, please. Who's gonna take care of my kids?
You don't have any kids, asshole.
I'll start.
Hey, don't worry about it, Julius. Nobody's gonna miss you. Dude.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
What? Huh?
You might miss the heart. You aim between the eyes, that way you get a nice, even spray.
What the hell? Who the fuck are you?
I'm Maximilian. A connoisseur of death, you might say. But no one seems to take pride in the art anymore. It's so rare you come across a clean kill nowadays.
Oh, you got 2 seconds to beat it, eggplant, or you're gonna share a coffin with Carl Lewis here.
Oh, I already have a coffin of my own.
Come on. Hey, he's no fun. He fell right over. Some fucking wackos in this town. Hey, let's get back to you, Julius.
I guess you out of bullets, huh, man?
No, I kept one special just for you.
It kind of itches a little. You have quite decent aim, though. But next time.
Put a little heart into it. Ouch.
It was a wolf, goddammit! Big, black, stinking ass wolf. The motherfucker jumped off the boat and ran over there. And when it got there, son of a bitch turned into a man. Did the flip-flop shit on me. Just like a hoe I knew in Detroit back in 62, 63. I go over a house on Saturday night. Bitch love me, man. Take a chicken, and some pretzels. I come to the door. She's a man. Flip-flop is this shit. You ever seen a motherfucker flip-flop on you and shit like this? In your face? Go crazy, be flipping and shit.
So the wolf you saw looks something like that right there.
What, the wolf?
The wolf.
Hell no, that didn't look like that's a true wild compared to the motherfucker come at me. You must be crazy. You seen the wolf man?
You seen the wolf man?
Yeah.
To the 25th power.
You people get along behind the line.
Hey, B, where's your coffin at?
We do. It's gonna be right. But first of all, we in Brooklyn now, man. You gotta get rid of this big ass thing. You ever heard of a futon? They're lighter, they're comfortable, they're better for your back. You know, they even good to fuck on, man. This is bullshit here. You're gonna scratch your ass fucking on this. What's the matter?
A couple of things to know. 1, never sit on my coffin. Okay. 2, I want to find the girl tonight.
Sounds good. Yeah. Is it 3?
I don't like mirrors.
Got it.
Only nature parley, preacher parley. Come on now.
Everybody's waiting.
Well, I don't know if right now is a good...
preacher.
Well, but right now, I'm talking to the young
Yeah,
guy.
the Lord waits for no one.
Well,
Now,
you
come
know,
on,
Lord.
get your butt in here.
Well,
Right now, not a good time for me to not a good time. Now, come on. God damn!
Excuse me.
Can we bring it down just a little, please? Brothers
and sisters, please quiet down. Thank you. Brothers and sisters, we come here time after time and we talk about the same old. Quiet. We talk about Jesus.
That's right.
Jesus said and Jesus went. Jesus heard and Jesus walked over it. Jesus. Well, I don't want to talk about Jesus this evening. Because as the big man teaches us, it's two sides to every story. Not one, but two. A story is not one-sided. A story has a duality. There's two sides to every story. Which brings to mind the phrase, necessary evil. Now, I know many of you may hear the phrase necessary evil and you say to yourself, that don't even make no sense to me. Can't be no such thing as necessary. How's evil necessary? That don't match. That's plaids and stripes, evil and necessary. You see, because without
bad, there is no good. Without light, there is no dark. You need both these things. You know what I'm saying? If every day is a sunny day, well then what's a sunny day?
But understand, you guys, Vampire in Brooklyn was actually a movie, not just by Eddie Murphy, but by Wes Craven, okay? Very much tied to things we've seen before, just like Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger. Once again, a demon of dreams and nightmares, okay? But we should understand along the way that Eddie Murphy and even Wes Craven at this point wasn't the only thing that made this movie possible, nor all of the clues that we've seen in this movie possible. It was actually Charles Q. Murphy, or who we know as Charlie Murphy. Now, what's interesting about his filmography is that even though he starred in Harlem Nights, which was his first role in 1989, his second role was Mo Better Blues, where he played a character called Eggy. Now, once again, wordplay, you guys, and mixing that along with names and even the colors. This is how we find things, okay? Now, one thing that's notable about this Mo Better Blues is that Robin Harris Sr., which was the creator and voice of the character within Bebe's Kids, was very known to be, a prolific actor and comic among that time. Now, comic and comedian, notice how we've looked at both things, but the point is that we need to understand not just people who've died, but people among the names, like Robin. Now we have a Skull of Death. But now let's go back once again, you guys, from A to Z and back again. Now, understanding the filmography, we need to understand why Charlie Murphy, from the very beginning, has big relevance. This car was used within The Munsters, where there's a character that looks like Frankenstein.
Rearrange and realize
as above is so below.
And they've been showing you guys this, okay? From David Jones being a reference to the Star of David, two pyramids upside down and right side up. Inversion from black to white.
Hey! Clippity, clappity, clappity, clap! I've got to tell you guys, when I'm not doing this show, I play a lot of video games. I don't know if you guys are into them a lot, but I love video games. Anytime, I make love to my wife and get off me, turn on PlayStation. I just want points, man. My whole life's like Vice City, man. Look, it's crazy, man. You'll see. Look, just look at this.
I see you, babe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, I need this. What are you doing? Not if I can help it. Ow!
The name's Chappelle. Bye, baby. I'll see you later. I love you.
Can create enough energy to power most medium-sized homes with ease. Thank you, bitches.
When you said wave machine, I thought you was talking about something that could repair that catastrophe you call a hairstyle.
Oh, Buck Nasty, you are so dark. When you touch yourself, it's like black on black crime.
Attention! I brought to you, bitches, my great invention yet, the time machine.
So now the premise is
that they travel through time
and hate on people. First they go back and I think they fuck up Hitler.
Hitler, fuck you! Hitler mama got one big titty and one little titty, and they call the bitch Biggie Small.
All right, Charlie was definitely funny because every time we do Buck Nasty, right? Like he'll be sitting in the back of the time machine, and as soon as they say, "Okay, roll sound," Charlie get to shaking like this. It's not. All right, just show him, like, just give him an example of what it's like to shoot this. From Doctors? Yeah. All right, ready? Roll sound.
Fake dog, no love, you get the slug.
CB4 gusto, CB4 gusto, your luck. CB4 gusto, your luck.
Oh, I didn't know till I.
Now understand, if we were going to look at it as, let's say, an age, okay? And I have 57 years old there, right? But let's understand
how to go to the future.
Give me some room. Give me some room, bitch! It's that time of the week again. Your provider is about to make that special call. If I think for a moment that one of you hoes is hustling me,
You better make a bigger cut this week, Jizz. We running low, honey.
Shut up, bitch. I'm handling business.
Don't you even raise your voice at me,
Nah,
asshole.
shut up, bitch. You a funky ass.
What a dick. What a dick.
Thank everybody. Thanks, guys. You know, last season I had Paul Mooney on the show do a segment called Ask a Black Dude. And I asked him, I said, Paul, we got to do that again this year. And he said, oh, I can't do it, homie. But I'll do you one better. And he put me on to the
hottest psychic ever in the history of the world.
So please, America, make some noise for Paul Mooney as Negrodamus.
What's the meaning of life?
Who is my real father? Will I ever find a husband?
Am I gonna get sick? Does God really exist?
For centuries, people have turned to one man for the answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
Next, ma'am.
I've heard that in Russia, they have 6 feet tall chickens.
Chickens.
Negrodamus, please tell me, how will we fry them?
One wing at a time, if we can catch them.
But the truth is, we've always had the potential to catch these things. If we were looking at the filmography of even a person's brother, like Eddie Murphy, and him doing 48 hours, and then later on, him doing another 48 hours. Interesting.
8698. Now I'm going to show you exactly why it's important to notice these numbers along with others, but these are the most important, okay?
So when understanding is above as below and inversion, we need to understand why 48, okay, plus 48 ultimately comes out to 96. Now let's take that into consideration when we understand the source material, when going back once again and understanding Eddie Murphy for one more thing. His birth year, 1961. Now why would that be relevant? Why would it make any difference? Maybe because 96 plus 61 could just amount to
157.
Or we could have it backwards, and it could be 96, and even that could be backwards, and it could be 69, which ultimately is cancer, which is exactly what Charlie Murphy died from. And yeah, these could just be things that we caught along the way, just like chickens in a barn. But when a lot of things are all saying one thing, it could just be duality. Or it could just be too important to ignore.